The Deputy Prime Minister, Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, chaired the weekly cabinet meeting at Gudaibiya Palace today. The cabinet commended the royal order issued by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, establishing and forming the National Resilience Documentation Committee, which is tasked with documenting the hostile Iranian attacks against Bahrain. The cabinet said the royal order would establish a documented national narrative reflecting the unity of Bahrain's leadership and the people in confronting challenges. The cabinet welcomed the announcement by the Asian Racing Federation elevating the Bahrain International Trophy to international Group 1 status and commended the efforts of the Minister of the Prime Minister's Court, Chairman of the High Committee of the Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Club, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, on this accomplishment that enhances Bahrain's position as a global hub for equestrian sports. Marking the International Day of Women in Diplomacy, the cabinet highlighted the achievements and distinguished contributions of Bahraini women in this field. On the occasion of the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, the cabinet highlighted Bahrain's efforts to combat substance abuse, commending the Ministry of Interior, security institutions and relevant authorities for adopting initiatives that raise public awareness of the dangers of drugs and enhance community protection. The cabinet then reviewed the measures taken by relevant ministries and government entities in preparation for Ashura to ensure its success. The cabinet then reviewed memoranda submitted by the ministerial committees and ministers approving the following: an MOU between the governments of Bahrain and of the Republic of Seychelles regarding cooperation in the fields of fisheries and aquaculture, an MOU between the Ministry of Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture and the Gulf University, another between the National Institution for Human Rights and the Institute of Public Administration, and the government's response to proposals submitted by the Council of Representatives. The cabinet also reviewed the following: development on the implementation of the Ministry of Work's priorities under the Government Programme 2326 and statistics regarding the performance of the courts and enforcement for 24 and 25. The cabinet was also briefed on the outcomes of the 167th session of the GCC Ministerial Council and the third Gulf Canada Joint Ministerial Meeting for Strategic Dialogue, of the 29th Extraordinary Meeting of the GCC Ministerial Council for Transport, and the high-level virtual meeting of African heads of state and governments and partners on the Bundibugyo Ebola outbreak. The Minister of the Prime Minister's Court, Chairman of the Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Club's High Committee, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, said that the promotion of the Bahrain International Trophy to the highest international classification, which is Group 1, is a historic achievement that further solidifies Bahrain's status among the world's leading horse racing nations. He said this milestone reflects the ongoing support from His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the directives of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa. This announcement follows the Asian Racing Federation's decision to elevate the Bahrain International Trophy to Group 1 status, marking a significant achievement in Bahrain's illustrious history in equestrianism. His Highness said that this crowns an ambitious journey that began with the race's inception in 2019, and this upgrade represents international recognition of the advanced position Bahrain has achieved in horse racing over the past 7 editions. It further enhances Bahrain's presence on the global racing stage and boosts its competitiveness among the world's premier races. He said the Bahrain International Trophy now enjoys a distinguished reputation and significant interest within international horse racing circles, and expressed gratitude to all owners, trainers, jockeys and international stables that have supported and participated in the race throughout its successive editions, while looking forward to attracting more elite international participants, world-class horses and leading jockeys for the 2026 edition. His Highness said that this achievement reflects Bahrain's advanced organizational capabilities and infrastructure, which qualify the kingdom to host and stage major international sporting events. He also lauded the dedicated efforts of the organizing and administrative committees, as well as the national workforce, whose contributions over the years have played a pivotal role in the outstanding success of the Bahrain International Trophy and in achieving this significant international milestone. The race has garnered widespread recognition and acclaim within international horse racing circles, receiving extensive coverage from specialist racing media. Growing participation from elite international owners, trainers, jockeys and stables contributed to the race being upgraded to Group 2 status in 2023 before advancing to the highest international classification, Group 1, within a relatively short period, establishing itself among the world's most prestigious and distinguished horse races. Housing and Urban Planning Minister Amna Al-Rumaihi conducted an inspection visit to review the first phase of the Muharraq City Development Project, which has reached 73% completion. This comes as part of the implementation of His Majesty the King's order to preserve the historical and cultural identity of Bahrain's buildings and cities and to revitalize Isa Al-Kabir Palace and develop Muharraq City in accordance with the directives of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister to activate this executive plan. The minister was briefed on the completion rates achieved in the first phase of the project, which includes 6 residential neighborhoods. The visitor center dedicated to the project has been completed, as has the construction and furnishing of the model unit. Several residential units with a traditional architectural style have also been completed, reflecting the significant progress achieved in the implementation of the project's service and infrastructure. Al-Rumaihi also reviewed the progress in the secondary infrastructure and internal roads within the development area of the first phase, as well as the parking, which will provide more than 300 spaces for residents and visitors there. Talks with representatives of the consulting and contracting companies overseeing the implementation work included a review of the project's performance indicators and progress rates, with an emphasis on the need to adhere to the established timeline. This includes ensuring the integration of construction work and infrastructure services and guaranteeing that all project components are implemented according to the approved technical specifications and targeted completion rates. They also reviewed the completion of secondary infrastructure networks, road and public utility works, and the preparation of sites associated with service projects. Al-Rumaihi affirmed that the current indicators and completion rates reflect the accelerated pace of work on this project. She highlighted the efforts made to achieve the objectives of this plan, considered one of the most important national projects aimed at preserving the city's historical and cultural identity and revitalizing its urban fabric, according to a comprehensive development vision. Al-Rumaihi commended the efforts of the work teams, partner organizations and consulting and implementation companies. Now, the Minister of Education, Dr. Mohammed Jum'a, met with the parents of the first cohort of 400 students enrolled in the International Baccalaureate Middle Years program. We have more in this report.
In a strategic step that marks a new phase in the development of public education, the Minister of Education met with the students and their parents enrolled in the International Baccalaureate IB program in public schools. This meeting coincided with the program's launch as a unique educational pathway that opens new horizons for students and enhances their readiness for the future according to the highest international standards. The program is not limited to developing academic content. It focuses on building the student's character and developing research, critical thinking, and independent learning skills, thus preparing a generation equipped with the tools of knowledge and innovation, capable of competing in a global educational environment. This meeting embodies the Ministry's commitment to building an effective partnership with students and parents and listening to their aspirations to ensure the success of this ambitious initiative, which represents a new step toward enhancing the status of education in public schools.
The Secretary General of the Council of Representatives, Secretary of the Executive Committee of the Parliamentary Division, Mohammed Al-Buainin, has been elected Vice President of the Association of Secretaries General of the Parliamentary Union of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation Member States and a member of its Executive Bureau. Al-Buainin said that the achievement was made possible through the support and directives of Speaker of the Council of Representatives and Chairman of the Executive Committee of the Parliamentary Division, Ahmed Al-Musallam, in strengthening Bahrain's parliamentary participation in regional and international forums and enhancing parliamentary diplomacy. And now, as part of the government's ongoing efforts to improve the quality of services and re-engineer them, the Survey and Land Registration Authority has developed two digital services: the request for a marine survey and check application status services, which are available online at all stages of processing. A royal order was issued to establish and form a committee to document the national resilience, marking an exceptional period that witnessed the unity of the people of Bahrain with their national institutions in the face of challenges. This initiative aims to consolidate the stances, sense of responsibility and national consciousness demonstrated during this period. We have more in this report.
History holds chapters that are told, and nations' memory preserve moments that are immortalized. When countries face great challenges, the most important pages are written through the actions of men, the steadfastness of people, and the unity of institutions. From this perspective, His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa ordered the establishment of the National Resilience Documentation Committee. It stands as a national witness, documenting an extraordinary period in which the people and institutions of Bahrain demonstrated the finest examples of loyalty, vigilance, and national responsibility in facing the hostile Iranian aggression that targeted Bahrain. This committee carries a mission beyond traditional documentation to safeguard Bahrain's memory and preserve for future generations the story of a people who united around their leadership, institutions that fulfilled their duty with competence, and a nation that confronted challenges with unwavering determination. The committee includes representatives from various national entities, reflecting the integration of national efforts to build an official record, documenting facts, events, and evidence, archiving all forms of resilience and defense according to the highest national and professional standards. The committee will also prepare national materials usable in educational, media, and research domains, strengthening national awareness and ensuring that it remains in Bahraini memory as a living model of unity. This national step confirms that the resilience and unity achieved is not merely a passing event, but a shining page in Bahrain's modern history, worthy of being documented in letters of pride and preserved in Bahrain's memory as a testament to a period where national will, unity of leadership and people, and firm belief that Bahrain will remain unstoppable against challenges were clearly revealed as it moves confidently towards its prosperous future.
Well, Bahrain is witnessing a widespread turnout for signing the Pledge of Allegiance document, in addition to the telegrams of pledge and loyalty sent by Bahraini families to His Majesty the King.
When nations speak the language of loyalty, the truest expressions are revealed in the actions of their citizens. When hearts unite in love for the homeland and rally around its leadership, shining pages of pledge and loyalty are written, growing ever more firmly established with each national milestone. Over the past few days, Bahrain has witnessed remarkable displays of patriotism embodied in the large number of messages of allegiance and loyalty sent by Bahraini families to His Majesty the King, alongside the widespread signing of the Pledge of Allegiance, documented by various segments of society. These scenes carry profound significance, children joining their families in expressing their belonging, elders documenting with their presence pages of loyalty deeply rooted in the Bahraini conscience, and entire families united around a single national stance reflecting the strength of the bonds that unite the people of this nation with their leadership. These Pledge of Allegiance documents represent a comprehensive national image embodying the depth of social solidarity, reinforcing the values of belonging and national responsibility, and expressing a firm awareness of the importance of preserving the nation's security and stability, while continuing its development journey with confidence and determination.